Hey y'all, welcome to Fitting and Homemaking. My name is Sarah if you're new here. If you're not, thanks for coming back and watching. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I am trying to grow the channel. And today's video is going to be pretty short. This is not the video that I wanted to do for you guys, but life has been a little bit crazy. But today we're going to be cleaning out the fridge. We're not going to be cleaning the fridge. We are just going to be removing the extra stuff from the fridge that we either know we're not going to eat or has been contaminated. More to come on that. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so life has been a little bit crazy these past 2 weeks because my husband got sick last week. This can go in the freezer. So he was out of work for half of last week and half of this week. Why do we have so many darn cups in here? All of these cups are gonna go because I don't know who drank from them last. So my husband was home off work part of last week and part of this week. And then this week, my son got sick with a stomach bug. So my life has included lots of bleach. Don't know, like a lot of the cups in here, don't know if it was his cup or my daughter's cup, so as to not spread things, we've just been shoving them in here and then not taking care of them and not like reusing them, so they need to go. Same is true for these sorts of things. So I know I'm going to be throwing out a lot. I'm not throwing them in my compost because I already have too much wet stuff in my compost, but these are things that no one's going to eat. This is leftovers from my son's breakfast that he couldn't eat. But today, this is first day back at daycare. These are snacks he couldn't finish. And to do that, you have to be fever-free for 24 hours. This is empty. And so was this. And so yesterday, he seemed to be feeling fine. He wasn't saying his tummy hurt anymore. He wasn't having issues in the bathroom, I guess we'll say that if that could be in a polite way. And yeah, but I just got a note from daycare saying that he is complaining that his tummy is hurting and that he had an issue. So I might need to go pick him up pretty soon because obviously I don't want him there when he's not feeling well or getting the other kids sick or whatnot. So yeah, a lot of this is just going to go because I know he's probably eaten some of it, and normally we wouldn't care to share food that much. Like it doesn't matter, but he's been sick and thought he was done, but maybe not done being sick yet. So this is a good opportunity to clean this out. Those are in packages, that's fine. That's fine. That we just used. We've got our yogurts in here. Let's put them here. Fit there? Okay. I think this sat out in my husband's car. He didn't eat that for lunch one day. So that might not be food safe anymore. Sorry if I keep hitting you. This one's empty. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, folks? That one's fine. This is probably expired. Let's check and see. May of 2025. Yep, that's gonna go. That's okay. It's back here in this. Who knows what that is? So yeah, I was hoping to do like a cozy fall recipe for you guys today, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have to go pick him up very soon. Why do we have two of these open? Those should still be okay. We got random spices back here. What's this? It's garlic. We have lots of these things that are already partially open. All right, okay with that. That's some cornbread, that's fine. Maybe we should just do leftovers tonight. That would make meal planning easy. What's in here? Chicken, noodles. Maybe we can just mix the noodles and the chicken. So this stuff is just extras that have been left over after supper, so I know that those are okay. Here, we'll put the sauces back here. We'll probably use that next week. What is in here? That's some mac and cheese. That's rice. Yet another empty applesauce. Okay, that seems okay. Maybe we'll just have leftovers for tonight. What is in here? Oh, guys, I was so excited. I found broccolini at Lidl. That's not something that we usually find there. The spinach is new. But for some reason, I'm not a huge fan of broccoli, but broccolini is like really yummy. I will eat broccoli as a good example to my kids. These have just been in here too long, which is unfortunate because they're fairly expensive. It's one of those things where your kid's like, yes, please get me that, and then they just don't eat it. All right, let's pizza making stuff for later. It's pulled pork. Let's maybe put that in the freezer. This is pie. Breakfast stuff. We'll put the pizza up here so someone sees that. And skewers. Like, what are we doing with our lives? I don't know. All right, so that goes over here. All right, I am not too worried about these condiments because we use them fairly often. I'm sure there's some stuff that could be thrown out, but then someone's gonna be like, why did you throw that out? But okay, so we've gotten most of the open containers and that sort of thing done. So let's close up the this is not the freezer. Close up the fridge and get to washing out some of this stuff. Okay, I am gonna try to recycle as much of this as I can. The containers, that is, not the food. 'Cause like I said, I already have, I do have a compost bin now. I am using it, but I already have too much wet stuff in there. So that's kind of a no-go. These can just go in the sink because I don't know whose milks these are. This is likely my daughter's, but I don't know how much, or not how much. I don't know for how long that's been in there. I don't even know what was in that one. This can be recycled. We treated them, we went to a park, and then on the way home the kids got Chick-fil-A. I didn't get Chick-fil-A because I can't have it because of my peanut allergy, but sometimes we treat the kids to that. All right. Actually, let me get this spoon so I don't have to touch any of this stuff in here. But we've also really been needing some of our Tupperwares, and it's just, it doesn't really help when they're taken up holding food that's not going to get eaten. So the ones that I just threw away were like some sweet potato bites that were in our outdoor freezer. And let me tell you, it already smells amazing in here. They were in our freezer that's in our garage, but my parents actually had bought this because that's where we got the freezer from. They were moving and they didn't have room for it in their new house. They bought a smaller freezer. So we got their bigger freezer. And they had left some stuff in there for us, I guess, that they weren't eating. So we're also probably not going to eat the rest of those that are in the freezer. All right, there's a recycling pile. So, and yes, I feel bad this is a bunch of food waste, but I also, like, it is a miracle that my daughter and I have not gotten sick somehow. And, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think just the littlest bit of applesauce is worth saving like that. If it's not coming out, let's not put it back in the fridge and let it linger for however long. Where's the other applesauce? So I hope all of you have been having a healthy family life or a healthy life yourself, because I feel like that's something that we forget to be grateful about sometimes. And just like I said, my house, I've used so much bleach lately, and my house has either smelled like sick or bleach for this entire week and a half. So yeah, luckily fall is coming, which is why I really wanted to do that fall cozy recipe video with you today, but it's just, I just don't see myself having the time to do that. I have a feeling I'll probably have to go pick up my son soon. So, is this not coming out? Come out, you. Alright. That's good enough. The stuff gets washed at the recycling center. That in there. Sorry if that was loud. This is one that I'm just going to throw away because I don't think I can get the jelly out of there well enough. Yeah, like hummus with bits of cracker in it. I mean, that probably was my son that was eating on this. And I don't think that my son got sick with what my husband got, because he had like a really bad cough, and he still has a lingering cough, and he had a fever. And my son seems to have some kind of stomach bug. Actually, I'll put that there. Ugh. My hands are kind of slippery now. Yeah, and some of this was to try to tempt him to eat, and he was just not feeling it. Even his favorite foods he's not been eating. I think the day where he felt the worst, which was a couple of days ago, he ate a total of 3 Cheerios and a granola bar. And normally he's a pretty good eater. I don't even know what this is, but whatever it is has separated. Honey, maybe? Do not know. Get off. Okay. Don't know if I can open this or not, because I always struggle with these. There we go. Right. Oh no, it's more than one sink side full. And I think these are just old beans that we just didn't get back around to. Which is unfortunate. All right. All right, that's it. Even though that is not full, I'm gonna go ahead and tie it up because it's pretty stinky. Let's get, oh, it's very stinky. All right, that can go back under there. what to do next. Let me take out the garbage so it doesn't smell so bad. And next is getting this recycling out to the bin, which that bin probably also needs to be emptied. Okay, let's see how much of this fits in the dishwasher and how much we will need to hand wash, because it's too stinky just to leave out. Try to put the glass stuff on the bottom. So now we don't have very much room on top. It's just too small though. Not sure what that stuff on that spoon was that we were scooping out. See if it can get it off. That's probably all that's going to fit on the top. This I've put on the bottom before and it's been fine. Don't trust the cheap cups to go on the bottom. That's been fine. So sorry there isn't super stellar conversation this time. You know, let's be honest, there never really is super stellar conversation when I'm doing this stuff. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta be a mom. Let me see if I can switch this to the bottom. I can get it out. Might have to adjust that so it doesn't break. Well, this is not looking too bad. Maybe I'm not going to have to hand wash too much of this. Like that. That a little bit more space, maybe. I think these I'm going to have to wash. I think that's pretty much capacity there. Let's go ahead and get that started. Dry off my hand so the soap just doesn't stick to me. Guy. There you go. All right, should I attempt to clean the other dirty hand wash dishes maybe? Maybe that's a good idea. All right, let me bring you guys closer. Huh, helps if I start the camera again, huh? Let's just wash out the sink a little bit first so that I have somewhere clean to put the things before I rinse them. Really do love this Dawn Power Wash. It makes things way more convenient for some reason, as if squirting soap on a sponge is a hardship. But sometimes it's just nicer to get it to squirt directly on the surface, right? What are some things that you guys do after folks in your family have been sick? I know I do need to go around and bleach everything. I had to take Tuesday through Thursday off to take care of my son, and I took today off just so I could like go through and sanitize things. But if he's still not feeling well, that seems a little presumptuous is not the word I'm looking for. Like before you should do it, because he's not done being sick yet, apparently. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. Maybe he just ate something that his tummy wasn't quite ready for. Hoping that's it, and that he's not still just completely on the struggle bus. I think they had hash browns and turkey bacon, so that's like not the easiest thing on your tummy for breakfast, so maybe that was it. But yesterday and last night was the first time, sorry if that got really loud, that he was kind of eating somewhat normally again. So I was very thankful for that. But yeah, what's kind of your after sickness cleaning routine? I did have to completely redo his bed linens the other day, but maybe I'll need to redo those again. I need to go and hit the doorknobs because he is old enough to reach the doorknobs. Or I shouldn't say old enough, he's tall enough to reach the doorknobs. So I should probably go and sanitize all the doorknobs. But yeah, I don't want to do that too soon. And then, I mean, I guess it's good to do it constantly. Maybe after I'm done with this, I will check in with the daycare again, see how he's doing, because they just have an app that we can text each other. And see if it was just a one-off thing where maybe breakfast didn't agree with him. And if that was the case, maybe I'll go around and sanitize all of the doorknobs and light switches and stuff. He's not really completely tall enough to reach the light switches, but he is if he gets his little bathroom stool for the sink. So he likes doing that. He likes to be able to do things and show us that he's done them. So he's very cute. He's very cute. He was one good thing about being able to take leave from my job, which I'm thankful for, that I have paid time off. But when he was sick, he was just stuck to me like glue. So I got the most wonderful cuddles in the world. But at the same time, like when I hold him, I usually hold him on my left side because I'm right-handed, so I can do things with my right hand while I'm holding him. But my wrist on my left arm is so sore because I've been holding him for so much, and I think I must like twist it weirdly or something. Is this to be cleaned? I don't know why this is over here. This is my daughter's, but my kids kind of go back and forth with these things, so make sure that gets cleaned. But yeah, I got a lot of really, really nice cuddles this week, but at the same time, it made it very difficult to do pretty much anything else. So I know there's gonna be some day when he's gonna like dodge me trying to hug him when he's going off this friend saying goodbye. So I'm definitely soaking up those times and just trying to tell myself that the other stuff will get done. I'm not very good at doing that because I just don't function well with the mess around me. But I was trying my best just to kind of take it easy, not worry too much about the extra screen time that he got and all that sort of thing. Because sometimes when you're sick, you just want to sit, watch a little bit of TV and relax. So we did watch we got partway into The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, like the original animated one from the 70s, which I like that for kids because it's not too overstimulating, but my son's also into Blaze. So we watched some Blaze episodes, which is, I feel like, pretty flashy and overstimulating, but at the same time it teaches about math and physics. So at least there's, you know, some educational component to it. But yeah, if it says anything, he was very tired one time when he was watching Blaze, and he was very tired one time when he was watching Winnie the Pooh. And he was willing to turn off the Winnie the Pooh and go take a nap. And he was not willing to turn off the Blaze to go take a nap, because I know with a lot of the newer kids shows they actually do user research, which good for them, but it's a little bit for nefarious purposes. They do user research where they watch the kids and see where their attention starts to wander, where they start looking away from the show. And then they either like put a different kind of something that gets your attention, whether they change the scene or they put a bright color or something there so that their attention stays on it for the entire time. And that seems really, I do user research for my job, and I would have some pretty big qualms about that, about that data being used in that way, and would maybe absent myself from doing that user research if I knew that that was the aim. Everyone's got to make money, but that something about that, and I get it, you know, parents need to be able to get their stuff done, and sometimes the easiest way to do that is to sit them down in front of a TV show for a half hour so that you can get your stuff done. I've certainly done that. But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's the best thing on earth to do. Let's get these just wiped out so that they don't rust. These are pretty well seasoned at this point, so I just rinse them out. But we don't want to leave that water on there. Those can just sit out on the stove. I'll wipe up all the water because it makes such a huge mess when I clean dishes. And I think that I'm gonna dry off these knives, but other than that, I'm just gonna let the rest of that stuff air dry. Goodness. All right, y'all, I think that is going to be it for today. Sorry for the shorter, quick, kind of distracted video, but here we are. Life takes precedence, right? So we cleaned out the fridge. By cleaned out, I just mean got rid of the stuff that was maybe contaminated, expired, whatever. So now we have our leftovers. Maybe we'll just do a leftover night tonight because we have plenty of that stuff. We have sandwich stuff if the kids don't want to do that. You know, we've got applesauce yogurt if my son needs something a little bit easier on his tummy. Eggs for cheesy eggs, whatever. So this part got cleaned out so that we are not spreading sickness. And I was able to throw out all the stuff that needed to be thrown out. And these are the dishes that are just drying. And we have the dishwasher going as well there. So I hope everyone is doing well. Please stay healthy. I hope you are happy. I hope you are safe. I hope your loved ones are also healthy, happy, and safe. And I will see you the next time. Bye.